Good day, learners! It's a new day to start a new lesson. I'm Teacher Jackie, your teacher facilitator for today. I will walk you through completing your guided learning activity kit, DL 6, Quarter 3, Week 8. So grab your pen and paper and find a comfortable place for you to work on. Today, you will be learning about the benefits that can be derived from animal and fish raising and appreciate the importance of these God's creation. You'll also discover the spirit of entrepreneurship and be familiar with business requirements and keeps an updated record of growth and progress. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started!
Let's try to recall what you have learned from the previous lessons. It is a person who buys the product and resells it to the customers.
Retailer.
Alright, we call them retailer. How about the person who directly buys the product in a non-retail environment?
Direct consumer.
Very good, we call them direct consumer. Now you know the difference between retailer and direct consumer. Have you ever experienced selling or retailing an animal or fish you have raised at home? If so, what are those animals you have sold or retailed? Why do you sell the animal or fish you have raised? Excellent! Now, I have here a short story entitled Roger and His Animals. Are you excited?
Yes, we are!
Roger and His Animals. Roger is a 58 years old who is very industrious and a simple man who lives in the valley of Zambales. He is a farmer. He doesn't have enough money to support the needs of his family, so he plants vegetables and trees. He also added raising animals such as pig, fish, and chicken. Every now and then, he checks his animals and feeds them well. That makes him happy until it becomes his hobby. To minimize the expenses of his family, he often gets food from them, such as eggs and meat. One day, his daughter was not feeling well. They need to bring her in the hospital. Roger decided to sell his animals so that he can pay the bills and buy medicines for his daughter. After a week, his daughter was released from the hospital. Roger was very happy. He continues to sell his animal in the market so that he has money to buy the other needs at home. This is why Roger loves to raise animals and fishes, because it is a good source of livelihood and it can save you in terms of emergency. Let's answer the following questions based on the story. What is the story all about? Very good. The story is all about Roger and his animals. Why do you think Roger raised animal or fish? That's great. Roger raised animals or fish because he doesn't have enough money to support the needs of his family. If Roger didn't raise animal or fish, what might happen to his daughter? Amazing! If Roger didn't raise animal or fish, they don't have enough money to sustain the needs of his daughter in the hospital. What do you think are the benefits of raising animal or fish? Very good! The benefits of raising animal or fish are the following. It gives additional income to the family. It can be a source of food such as meat and eggs. It brings happiness. It will become a recreation of a family. It helps to minimize the expenses of a family. It can be a good source of livelihood. In addition, they can also turn crop waste and animal manure into fertilizers. As a result, they can enrich the soil and reroute rainwater to fuel the irrigation system. Not only does sustainable agriculture save money, but it also conserves natural resources. It copes up with the country's problem in terms of food shortage and unemployment. It boosts self-confidence, become responsible and thoughtful. It helps you in terms of emergency.
raising animal or fish, we need to prepare some feasibility studies on how to raise them successfully. Making decision on what breed of animal or fish to raise, how much should be produced, how much labor will be needed, and how much cash is available should be discussed thoroughly by your family. Working things out before they happen or planning is one of the stages in the decision-making process. Planning entails setting of goals and objectives that your family wants to attain, identifying resources and assessing potential, identifying opportunities, estimating outcomes, preparing budget, and finally, implementing plans for your chosen animal project. Do you understand?
Yes, we do.
That's great. Now let's find out the local animal raising and aquaculture operation business requirements. To start raising, you have to secure business permit to make sure that your business is within the boundaries of the law. Business name registration.
Think of a name for your business and register it with the DTI or Department of Trade and Industry.
Barangay clearance.
You need to secure the necessary permit to operate from the barangay where your farm will be put up.
Mayor's permit and license.
The local government, which has jurisdiction over the area where the business is located, issues business licenses or license to operate.
Tax identification number.
This serves as the business tax ID. All establishments are required to give back to society through the government in the form of tax.
And the environmental compliance certificate.
This document is issued by the Department of Environment and Natural Resources or DNR after inspection of the facilities that you have built in on your farm.
The second requirement is the planning for operation.
After you have completed your permits, you can now implement your plan for operations. What gets done and who does it, or also known as production cycle, should be identified.
Marketing plan.
What do you do to your products once these become available? There should be a clear plan on where to market your product.
Financial plan.
The operation will not run if there's no financial plan. This is the lifeline of your business. This includes budget allotment like expenses for food, medicines, vaccines, and materials for their pens or house area, watering system, feeders, heat lamps, cleaning materials, and fences to ensure that they could stay away from diseases and other infectious bacteria that could lead to their mortality.
Monitoring.
As with any businesses, it is important to keep records to assess whether your farm business yields income or not. Assuming that business is good, farm products are abundant, and daily operations are at their peak, you should be able to set standards for all aspects of production. For example, quantity of milk produced every day, number of young born every breeding cycle, number of animals sold every selling season.
Research and development.
It is best to keep learning and take in new ideas and practices that can help improve your daily operations. The internet is a good source of free information. Those are the local animal raising and aquaculture business requirements that we need. Taking care of the environment in raising animal or fish. It is important to take care of the environment when raising animals. Some laws regulate the use of a place for animal raising. Laws prohibit the use of residential areas for large-scale animal raising. There is a need to segregate waste. A definite place should be allotted for dumping the waste. Be sure that this waste does not pollute surrounding areas, especially lakes, ponds, and rivers.
The animal raising and fish farming industry can lead to different entrepreneurial endeavors ranging from the sale of live animals and fish to the production of byproducts including meat, milk, and canned goods. Being familiar with all the required permits and steps to be taken to be a successful raiser, we should all start raising animal and fish to become self-reliant. that even when crisis comes like this pandemic, we can all survive because of all the benefits that we can derive from it. Now, I prepared here an activity that helps you understand more of the lesson that we just discussed. So let's start.
Put a happy face if the statement shows benefits from animal or fish raising, and sad face if it is not. Number 1. It cope up the country's problem in terms of food shortage and unemployment. Number 2, it cannot boost self-confidence, being responsible and thoughtful. Number 3, it helps you in terms of emergency. Number 4, it can be a source of food such as meat and eggs. And number 5, it can be a good source of livelihood.
Let's see the requirements that we need to secure to start with our animal or fish farm project by doing our next activity.
Match column A with column B. In column A are the required permits when putting up a farm project. In column B are the descriptions. Write the letter of your answer on a separate sheet of paper.
We move on to our next task. I know you're all familiar with the game 4 Pigs 1 Word. Let's see if you'll be able to complete the word with the given clues shown in the following set of pictures. Great job! You're doing well. If you do what you can with what you have, you will always be successful. Let's say thank you to Ma'am Michelle and Sir Jonar for making this video possible. I'm Teacher Jackie. Till our next lesson, good day and keep safe.